김윤중 선수의 경기 김성현 선수가 선택한 투혼으로 갑니다.
And we're going to get into game. It is on Fighting Spirit. Let's begin.
네, 말씀하신 것처럼 지금 채팅에 나온 것처럼 공투 컴퍼니에서 많은 도움을 전적으로 지원을 해주고 계십니다.
Alright, let's get into it. Spawning here at the bottom right as our Terran player. In the red, it is Last. Top right, if he wins this game, he'll take out the Terran team. It is Shuttle. And Shuttle actually sending out an early-ish probe, but I think it's going to be... Yeah, okay, he's going to be proxying in the main. I thought he might have used that probe to proxy at the... well, not proxy, but put a forward gateway at his choke point. But as I mentioned before in that earlier FS game between Shuttle and C, what Protoss like to do in PvT these days is B2 and best especially is they build that pylon at the choke point, get a gateway out, and do some zealot harass, because it's really good against Braxis fan builds. It's also pretty good against Terrans who really struggle with early zealot harass. And we see one gateway, not two, so it looks like he's just gonna do some harassment with this gateway. As I should put these out here. While that barracks is being built, I should mention these VODs will be up on the KCM TV YouTube channel, so please be sure to subscribe to that. Going back to this game, Probe was actually thinking of going for a gas steal there, but doesn't get it off. But we'll see how much damage this zealot does once it comes into the base of Last. I think that Last should know that there's some sort of proxy shenanigans, because Probe should not be coming out this early. At this point, if there's a supply depot being placed at the right of that barracks, it would be really huge for Last. Oh no, he's just going to go for a wall, so that's just as good, I guess. I'm not really sure if Zealots can fit through there. You see a lot of Terrans that go for a supply depot to the right of the barracks, because the Marines can actually fit through the supply depot. That's actually tight, so nice play there. Really subtle play there from Last, which is really good. Just building that wall in if there was any proxy that Shuttle was going to do, and he did do a proxy. Two Zealots here for Shuttle, but they're not going to do anything. Unless Last is very greedy here with these Marines. Actually, he moves back. That's really good there. And now looks like should be getting range, I think. No. Okay. Chipping away with these Zealots, a bit of damage actually, so doing nice damage. And one Dragoon's coming out here from Shuttle. And see if how Last reacts to this proxy base, proxy gateway, and SV gets taken out. And looks like Last is confident that he has enough Marines that can push out and do some damage. Dragoon range, also another gateway being added at the main base of Shuttle. And I think he's just gonna just posture here to take an expansion. He does not want to lose that Vulture though. That Vulture is really important. It's playing some mines. And yeah, okay, there's expansion there. And yep, we see those Marines being placed at the bunker. And yep, looks like Shuttle just has to move back here and is going to react by taking another base rather than going for any sort of all-in or cheese. As Last is actually moving out with his vulture. He's not going to see that expansion, but I'm pretty sure he thinks that he knows that there's going to be expansion there. Coming up with the lack of units. Here we go, robotics from Shuttle. And Shuttle's not adding any more gates to this. He's just confident that he can defend with just one gate. Last doesn't know this obviously, so he's not adding any factories. A lot of Protosses, me included, there's a really common 4 factory timing push of 2 base that kills you if you don't add enough gates to deflect from it. But he's actually going to snipe this tank out. No, I think that tank's going to get back in time. Nice win there for Last. And the bunkers in Marines and bunkers actually do a surprising amount of damage if you're not careful. So now those Dragoons are quite weakened, and I think this might be the opportunity for Last to do some sort of timing if he wishes. He's only getting mines right now though. And Shuttle and robotics facility, a robotic support bay. So we might see some sort of bulldog build here from Shuttle to try and get back into this game, but smartly enough, Last is moving out here with these 3 tanks. I think, in my opinion, 3 or 4 tanks is like the optimal amount of, once siege, the optimal amount of firepower to kill off Dragoons in one shot. But I think he might be waiting for... Oh no, he's just working off 2 factories right now, so this might be just more of a pressure than a actual kill. Good move here from Last. Finds a proxy gateway. He's going to kill that gateway and pylon off. So that's one less production facility, I guess, for him to work with. As Shuttle's just going to wait for this Reaver to come out. I don't think he's getting Shuttle speed to go with this. So generally when you see a player go skip the Shuttle speed, it means that they kind of want to try and work with what they have. Shuttle speed gives you so much flexibility, but in this case it looks like Shuttle just wants to try and inflict as much damage as possible before any sort of push comes in from Last. But engineering bat actually scouts this, and Last is going to sniff this out really quickly. We'll see if Last actually builds any mines, plants any mines down. No. There's no space for this Shuttle to land. It might be able to land actually behind this mineral line. No, it actually zips by, and the pathing is actually really bad for them. Oh, nice turret placement there. Oh, really nice turret placement. And oh my god, I love that move there from Last, using those vultures to block. Oh, didn't actually kill any vultures there. Looks like this Shuttle's gonna do what Shuttle does, but it's gonna get in the range of that turret. I think that turret's gonna... Oh, it does kill it off. But it's not... There's no way that Shuttle's gonna get out. It's stuck. The Shuttle's stuck. I don't know why the Marines aren't targeting the Shuttle. Oh, actually, no, there's only 1 Marine left. Let's see. Oh no, but the Reaver's dead, so that Shuttle's completely gone. There's speed though, so maybe it'll zip out of base quickly. As we see a 3rd base actually being taken by Last instead of going for a timing push. He feels like he's got enough of an advantage that he can actually take the 3rd base without being punished from Shuttle. And no surprise, yeah, I mean, Shuttle invested a lot into that, the Shuttle Reaver, also into that speed upgrade. So he's quite behind on tech unless he does more damage with the his 2nd Reaver Shuttle if he decides to get that. And nice siege here from Last. He's gonna complete that seal at the ramp with the next supply depot that he decides to build. Okay, there's 1 Shuttle. Not sure if he's building another Reaver to go behind this, or he's gonna just start pumping observers. Oh, double shuttle. So he might, and if he plays his cards right, he'll be able to kill that third base quite convincingly. But I think those mines saw those double shuttles, so if Last prepares for this well, he'll manage to defend. That's what you see here, the shuttles coming into the tanks of Last. This turret's doing a bit of damage to these shuttles. The shuttles are getting shot down by the turrets, but the shuttles actually did their job, and he lost way too many tanks here. He has to move those tanks from the third base down, and Last can defend this, but he's taking a lot of damage here. He's lost a lot of SCVs. Where are the tanks? He's only working off 2 factories. He needs more factories to build more units. Has Shuttle done it? Okay, 2 tanks are out. He's waiting for the next set of tanks. Where are those 2 tanks from the third base? Okay, they're coming up right now. But the high ground advantage here for the tanks are doing a lot of work here for Last. He's going to defend this, but he lost a lot of SCVs. More units here are coming out for Shuttle. He's going to load up. He's going to drop onto those more tanks, but that's not where you want to be sieging up, buddy. Last. I think Last needs to see that he needs to add more factories, because he should be aware that Shuttle's not thinking of taking his third base at all. He's scanned, but I don't think he scanned that there's enough units. Oh, drops there. He's just going straight for the jugular here. Oh, tries to go for a mine drag there. Does get the mine drag off. This Barracks is a hero, blocking that choke point. He needs to repair that though. There's okay, Shuttle's gonna. Oh, okay. Shuttle's gonna clear that third base of mines. And his red shuttle, throw back to Cal there. Red shuttle's going to go back to the main and probably use that for another time. But oh, a really nice play here from Last. He's trying to set up a trap with the spider mines. But if Shuttle's privy to this, and he is, he's going to clear that out. And I think he should have done this before, but Last finally adding extra factories to his production. Also, these Terran units do have +1 vehicle weapons. Once he gets +2, +1, it'll be a perfect time for him to push out, especially with that third base being nicely secured. Those are a lot of tanks, by the way, so I'm not sure if Last has his science facility out right now. These vultures are going to do a lot of damage as well. 2 Reavers in these shuttles, but it's such a risky build to risky move to use this red shuttle, but he's only going to be using those Reavers defensively rather than offensively, because if he runs into a turret, that's goodbye Reaver harassment. So, yep, Goliaths are out, so that completely nullifies that shuttle being used right now. And Shuttle going for that third base, but I think once that +2 hits, it's a good timing for Last to move out. These vultures actually doing a nice flank here. There's only 1 observer out here for Shuttle, so it's not going to be able to protect all these mines, and as a result, Shuttle's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Oh, these Reavers though are doing some nice damage in the middle of the map, but he needs to be taking out vultures that are just floating around the map so far. And here comes the timing. It's going to take out that shuttle though. These Reavers are stuck. And I don't know where sieging there. I think he can just A-move into the main of Shuttle. He doesn't want. He shouldn't be allowing that third base to be taken. And now Arbiters are out as well. If Stasis comes out, then Shuttle can easily get back into this if he picks a good fight.
방법을 찾아보기 위해 애쓰고 있는데 이미 모든 것을 가지고 있는 테란의 세 번째 주자 김성현 선수. 연보성 조기석이 꺾인 킬당한 상태에서
And as
제가
he moves out here, a lot of tanks. It's going to be really hard to break through those tanks, to be honest, without Stasis. And he lost those shuttles as well, so he can't do any zealot drops. That being said, last dude does have Goliaths. And looks like Shuttle right now is posturing for the attack to try and deflect this, but there's just way too many units here in my opinion. There's an Arbiter, but what's the point? It has no upgrades on it. Cast Stasis there, but GG. Nice defense there from Last. Nice play from Last. And the win streak of Shuttle is over. 3 games to him.